I'm Author K.P, a writer of many genres, and I write for kids under the pen name K.P. Kojo. And the latest book for kids is called Tales from Africa, and it's published under the Puffin Classic series, and it's a collection of stories from all over the continent. What I tried to do is, and I told the editors when I was asked to put the book together, was to cover countries that are not normally covered when people kind of talk of Africa. It's not just Nigeria and South Africa. So I've got tales from Libya, from Madagascar, from the kind of Angola, Central Africa Republic region. Very interesting tales. I actually learned quite a lot in the process. It's available in England generally, in Ghana because I live there, and so it has to be available there. It's available as an ebook in the US, and I think as a standard book and ebook in Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. I think most other places, if bookstores order them, they can get them. People should buy this book, whether for themselves or for their kids, because primarily these are great stories. They've stood the test of time because they're amazing stories. They also have something to teach us about the way that life hasn't changed so much. You know, fundamentally, we're human, and the human story is the human story. There are kind of things on the side, technology, etc. might change, but these are the stories. Also, because I'm very much an African writer, Pan-African writer. I fought many battles to make sure that these stories reflect us in ways that reinforce who we are. So there are things like praising the darkness of people's skin within the stories, etc., etc. Celebrating a plump young girl as very beautiful, etc. So that European standards of beauty are not being used, or European ways of naming are not dominant in the stories, because they are African stories. And even though the editors may have requested certain things, I certainly make sure that they reflect the African way of being. So I think great read also for Europeans to understand what our way of life is, what our standards are, etc. And don't forget to subscribe to Indie Book Show Africa.